Hello and welcome to InfoHub. Here is what you need to know for Tuesday, June 12, 2018. Cuban Vice Foreign Minister on two-day visit. No political interference at UG, says Vice Chancellor Griffith. East Bank Berbice residents to receive treated tap water, and male teachers benefit from health seminar. Stay tuned for these and much more. Thanks for joining us. We begin with the news that Cuba's Vice Foreign Minister is in Guyana for a two-day state visit. Here is Stacey Carmichael with the details.
Cuba's Vice Foreign Minister Rogelio Sierra Diaz arrived at the Eugene F. Correa International Airport today. During his two-day visit, he will be meeting with President David Granger, Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu, and other government officials. Guyana and Cuba have enjoyed over 45 years of bilateral cooperation in the areas of health and trade, among others. Reporting for InfoHub, Stacey Carmichael with senior videographer Derek Bridgemohan.
In a news release today, ExxonMobil has stated that the Liza Phase 1 development continues to rapidly progress with the commencement of development drilling offshore. Development drilling began in May for the first of 17 wells planned for Phase 1, laying the foundation for production startup in 2020. Additionally, the release also said the construction of a floating production storage and offloading vessel is underway. Liza Phase 1 is expected to generate over $7 billion in royalty and profit oil revenues for Guyana over the project's life. In education, we tell you that University of Guyana Professor Vice Chancellor Ivelaw Griffith today lauded the current administration's hands-off approach in allowing the free day-to-day running of the institution. Details from Alexis Rodney.
The Vice Chancellor has been at the helm of the country's premier tertiary institution for the past 2 years. He said since taking up that position, there has not been any attempt to curtail his work or that of the university by the government, something that had shaped the university for decades. He was speaking at his second media luncheon at the Hermanson Lodge today.
As an indication of an achievement, sometimes you've got to ask not what has been done, but you've got to also be conscious of what has not been done. I, as Vice Chancellor, have never had a government minister or the president or any PS tell me who to hire, who to admit, who to graduate, who to give a contract to, who to give a scholarship to.
He said that is a testimony to the recognition by the current administration.
The practicing business as usual is not in the best interest of the university or the society. So that for me is a signally important achievement.
A governance task force had already decided that there be no special or partisan interest represented on the university's council. Alexis Rodney reporting for InfoHub.
Tiffany Rodius now tells us that the Ministry of Education today consulted with special needs educators as part of the Education Sector Improvement Project.
The consultations are part of developing a holistic national curriculum. Director of the National Center for Education Resource Development, NCERD, Jennifer Cumberbatch, says.
We are ensuring that everyone is included. We want no one left behind. We want no one left out.
The consultancy is being led by Mind Bloom Consultancy and the St. Francis Xavier University out of Canada. Paula Cook McKinnon, one of the consultants, says the nationwide outreach seeks to provide a better understanding of the priorities of educators.
Through these consultations and continuous consultations to develop a framework that looks at the values that you have for your curriculum, how you anticipate that it would be structured, the philosophy that you have, and that will be the foundation.
Previous consultations have engaged parents, the business community, and regional authorities. Curriculum development is a major component of the Guyana Education Sector Improvement Project. The 5-year project aims to improve the curricula and teaching quality across levels. For InfoHub, Tiffany Rogers.
In observance of Men's Health Week, the Department of Education in Region 3 hosted a health seminar for male teachers. Here's that report.
The men learned about a holistic, healthy lifestyle and were given free medical checkups at the end of the sessions. Topics covered focused on the prevention and control of diseases as well as the importance of having their prostate checked for cancer. This aspect of the seminar was facilitated by coordinator of the Ministry of Public Health's Men's Health Unit, Dr. Dennis Basir.
About 15% of men with a PSA below 4 will have prostate cancer on biopsy. The level is borderline, it ranges between 4 and 10, and have about 1 in 4 chance of having prostate cancer. And if your level is more than 10, the chance of having prostate cancer is over 50%. Now, some of the things that can actually increase this level, this is not a diagnostic test, as in if it is high, it doesn't say that you have prostate cancer. It just says that something is going on with your prostate. Basically, our pillar when it comes to prostate cancer discussion in Guyana is a profile of cancer in Guyana, 2003-2012, by Dr. Morris Edwards, for which he found there was 865 cases, for a cumulative incidence of 115 per 100,000.
Dr. Basir shared that the key to knowing whether a man has prostate cancer or not is to confront myths about the conceptions and make their health a priority. Regional Health Officer Nesta Douglas said the event was timely since male teachers could educate those under their stewardship.
We feel good health is vital for a happy and full life. Not only for our male teachers, but we feel if you're having good health, you will be able to give to the learners under your charge what is expected of you.
Crystal Stahl for InfoHub.
Edinburgh East Bank Berbice residents will soon receive treated tap water as the Guyana Water Incorporated GWI works to improve the water quality in Region 6. Renetta Lafleur has that report.
GWI's Region 6 Regional Manager Jawaharlal Ramjog told InfoHub that GWI is relocating and installing pipes in Glasgow, Edinburgh area to facilitate the road construction.
At the same time, we're taking advantage on that project to upgrade the set network by linking the distribution at Edinburgh Pump Station to the New Amsterdam Water Treatment Plant so that in the future we can provide treated water to that area.
Region 6 has seen significant improvements in the last year and has no projects in the pipeline. Some of these include the improvement in the quality of water distributed in Shitanka area, Ramjog said.
Shitanka Pump Station right here, we have made improvement on the quality of water, meaning that we started to introduce sequence into the treatment process so that the iron can be reduced in the distribution that reach the customer.
Those works were done based on requests by regional chairmen, local community leaders, and neighborhood democratic councils. The sum of $32 billion was budgeted to improve the quality of water across the country in 2018. Renetta Lafleur, InfoHub.
The future of Guyana has never looked better. Our nation is on the cusp of a development program like never seen before. While Guyana is now emerging as an energy giant through the discovery of massive reserves of oil and natural gas, it is your government's intention that the huge benefits emerging from this will go where it matters most, to you, the people of this beloved country. There is a surge of confidence in the way Guyana is governed once again, and the level of investor interest is unprecedented. Guyana is poised to become the breadbasket of the region, and the pace at which this nation will grow through prudent fiscal management will be nothing short of impressive. But more than anything else will be the way every Guyanese, regardless of color, class, or creed, becomes a part of this historic period of national transformation, sharing in the wealth and well-being of it all as one Guyana.
Thanks for staying with us. In observance of World Day Against Child Labor, the Ministry of Social Protections, the Department of Labor, hosted a workshop to validate the draft National Child Labor Policy for Guyana. Sanika Thorne has more.
The National Child Labor Policy will guide efforts to eliminate child labor locally. Chief Labor Officer Charles Ogle underscored government's determination to remove this scourge from Guyana's landscape.
The Ministry of Social Protection wishes to make it abundantly clear that it is determined to absolutely eradicate child labor from our society whenever and wherever it may exist, And it's for that reason that we are so anxious to develop a policy which is embraced by all.
UNICEF Representative Paulo Marchi congratulated Guyana for leading the policy's development, which places it ahead of many Caribbean countries.
We understand that this policy, and I would like to congratulate the country, will place Guyana ahead of many Caribbean countries, especially when the policy will be adopted and implemented. More so and more importantly, the development of the policy will push an agenda.
Among areas for consideration are the review of legislation and policies related to child labor, strategy for reintegration of children involved in child labor, and resource allocation for supportive services to prevent and combat child labor. Seneca Thorne, InfoHub.
In this report, we hear that the Guyana Livestock Development Authority will provide genetic material to farmers as part of the Rural Agriculture Infrastructure Development Project.
GLD's CEO, Nigel Cumberbatch, said the agency is committed to providing technical and other support to farmers in the previously neglected communities of Buxton, Ithaca, Triumph and Mucka.
We have a commitment to make available to the farmers genetic material so that they can start and also increase their production. And we also are working to improve the production parameters for some of the farmers who are in that production area. So
Cumberbatch identified dairy production and apiculture as areas of interest to the farmers and other stakeholders of the multi-million-dollar RAID project.
We at the GLD have made a commitment to work with that project to ensure that the livestock component becomes an integral part of that project. So the livestock component that we are looking at, particularly as it relates to that project, is pigs, poultry, mainly ducks, and sheep and goats.
The RAID project is subsidized through a combination of grant and loan funding from the Caribbean Development Bank. It provides government assistance to aid agricultural production in the identified communities of Ithaca, Mucka, Triumph and Buxton. Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
And here's our final report. In keeping with its mandate, the U.S. Southern Command will conduct Exercise New Horizon 2019 in Guyana. This will see developments in Linden, Yarrow Cabra, New Amsterdam and Base Camp Soweo. Here are the details.
The exercise will involve a combination of United States Force engineers and medical professionals offering services in Guyana from January to August 2019. The exercise will see Linden benefiting from the construction of a women's shelter, community centers, and medical outreaches. Yarrow Cabra will benefit from the construction of a community center. Medical and veterinary outreaches will be conducted at New Amsterdam. At Base Camp Soweo, there will be repairs to the access road, installation of solar-powered street lamps, and general development of the housing area for participating troops. Even though Exercise New Horizon 2019 is a training exercise for the U.S. forces, it will create an opportunity for Guyana to strengthen its bilateral relations, build capacity, and establish networks within the United States. For InfoHub, Leticia Isaacs.
Here now are your bridge schedules. And now for your weather report. And here's a quick look at how Guyanese companies are benefiting from ExxonMobil and its contractors. Goodbye.